Hello everyone, ARG back for some more Out of the Park Baseball 22, and we are today going to continue with the Montreal Expos in 1995. We are having a pretty decent season so far this season. We are third in the East, but we're only 1 game and a half behind the Braves. Last time out, we swept a short 2-game series against the Reds. It was pretty nice, especially since the first game we were playing against Roger Clemens. Gabe White managed to go head-to-head with him, and Ken Turbeck managed to close the books in extra frames with a walk-off grand slam. That was pretty cool. And then in game number 2, we had an outstanding performance by Hideo Nomo with 16 strikeouts in a complete game shutout. So today we have the Houston Astros on the menu. We are playing in Houston. It's going to be a 3-game series. Houston is 16-24 this season, so they're struggling a little bit. Now we're going to take a look at who they have injured and stuff here. They really only have Bug Tewksbury that's out. So he has a torn UCL, he's out for 6 months. We're obviously not gonna see him this season. Let's see here. They have a pretty good lineup. I'm not sure why they are struggling that much. Maybe the pitchers are not exactly pitching all that well. That could have something to do with it, but yeah. Alright, as far as injuries go for us, we only have Jose Rosado, so that's hurt for a couple more weeks. Let's take a look, see if we had any transactions. Oh yeah, I looked at that, and we don't. Alright, so for game 1 of the series, we're going to be sending Brett Tomko, that was recalled and took Rosado's spot in the rotation. We're going to be facing Brian Anderson. So Tomko has had a couple rough starts despite not getting any decision in those, but he hasn't been very good so far, so hopefully he has a good game in the tank today for us. Let's play some baseball. Right, I'm going to keep my lineup here, and today we're going to be facing Bobby Abreu batting first. Jeff Bagwell is batting second. That's a weird spot for him to be batting, at least if you compare to real life. Of course, the computer doesn't know names and everything. I know all that, but still it's a little bit weird to see Bagwell batting second. Luis Gonzalez is going to be batting third. Fourth is Matt Lawton. Craig Biggio is batting 5th, still a catcher in my universe. Steve Finley batting 6th. Mike Blowers is going to be batting 7th, playing third base. And FP Santangelo, former Expo prospect, is going to be batting 8th and playing shortstop today. Alright, so as they say, play ball and go Expos! Woo 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 woo! Alright, Delino the Shields leading off the game against Brian Anderson. 3-1 the count. I might have to get up and go and get me some water. I forgot to bring it before the game started. Alright, fly to center by the Shields, and that's cut by Abreu for out number 1. Next up is Kirby Puckett. 0-2 to him. Struck out swinging. That brings up John Kruk with 2 outs, 2-2. That's it, weakly to center. Abreu after it catches it for out number 3. Alright, the Expos go down in order in the top of the first. We're going into the bottom of the first with no score on the board. Bobby Abreu leading off for the Astros. No count to him. We have Brett Tomko on the mound. We're going to hope for a little bit of a better start from him. That's it to left, and River is there for out number 1. Jeff Bagwell is next. 0-1 to him. Oh, that's going to be an infield single. Alright, so it was it too short, but it was a infield single. So Bagwell's at first, there's one out. Luis Gonzalez is now the batter, 1-0 to him. Grounds it to second. And we only get the lead runner out at second, so that's a fielder's choice. There's two outs now with a runner on first, and Matt Lawton is the batter now, 2-1 to him. That's it to right, and pretty much right at John Kruk for the end of the inning. So the Astros get a base hit, but cannot score the runner. It is still 0-0. Top of the second, Kent Herbeck is going to be the batter now. 0-2 to him. And that's a base hit to right. Alright, so Kent Herbeck gets on board here. And nobody out. Runner on first for Ruben Rivera. No count. That's it to right, but it's not deep enough here. So that's cut there by Steve Finley for out number one. Herbeck has to retreat to first, and that brings up Charles Johnson now. No count to him. It's at Weekly to shortstop, and that's cut there by Santangelo for out number two. So there's two outs, runner on first. Jeff King is now the batter. No count. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Alright, so Herbeck is now in scoring position with two outs, 2-1 to Jeff King. And that's it to... oh, I think it's out of here. And it is! Two-run blast for Jeff King, and the Expos are up 2-0. Alright, good start. 2-0 Expos. A nice clutch piece of hitting. Alright, so with two outs now, Walt Weiss is going to be the batter. 1-2 to him. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number three. The Expos take a 2-0 lead in the top of the second thanks to a two-run blast by Jeff King. We're going into the bottom of the second here at the Astrodome with the Expos up 2-0. Craig Biggio leading off the bottom of the second for the Astros. 0-2 to him. Oh, that's it really well to center all the way to the fence. That's going to be extra bases. And that's a double, leadoff double for Craig Biggio. Right, so now the Astros have a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Steve Finley is the batter. 1-1. Oh, Finley bunts. That's a sacrifice hit. So on the play, Biggio makes it to third base. There's one out. Mike Blowers is now the batter. Full count. Oh, he struck out. That's awesome. Now there's two outs and a runner on third, so they absolutely need a base hit from FP Santangelo to score the runner. 1-2. And that's it. Weekly to center. Kirby Puckett is there. And he catches it for out number three. So despite a leadoff double, the Astros fail to score. It is still 2-0 for the Expos. Brett Tomko leads off the top of the third for us. 1-0 to him. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number one. The lineup flips over. We have De Shields now as the batter. 2-1 to him. That's it to left, but pretty much right at Gonzalez for out number two. Now Kirby Puckett the batter with two outs. 0-1 to him. Grounds it to short. And they barely get him at first, but he is out. So the Expos go down 1-2-3 in inning number three. Bottom of the third, still 2-0 for the Expos. Brian Anderson leads off the bottom of the third for the Astros. No count to him. Oh, he got drilled. Oh, did they... Oh, they had to take the pitcher out of the game. He got hurt. So Mark Michaelmore is now the pinch runner at first. Bobby Abreu is now the batter. There's a runner on first, nobody out. 1-2. Oh, struck out. Bobby Abreu struck out here, swinging. Jeff Bagwell is next. 2-0 to him. That's line to short for one out. So there's two outs now. Runner on first. Luis Gonzalez is the batter. 3-1 to him. That's it weakly to center. That's going to fall in front of Kirby Puckett for a base hit. So the Astros now have 2 base runners. 2 outs. Matt Lawton is the batter. Full count. That's it to left. Rivera after it. And he gets it for out number 3. Alright, so we have hurt Brian Anderson by hitting him with a pitch. So now Butch Henry comes in as a reliever facing John Kruk. 1-0 to John Kruk. And that's a base hit down the line in left. That's going to be extra bases, I believe. Yep, that's a double for John Kruk. So leadoff double for the Expos. And now Kent Urbeck is the next batter with a runner in scoring position. Nobody out. 1-1. Grounds it to second. On the plate, John Kruk makes it to third base. So we have a runner on third with 1 out. Ruben Rivera is the batter. So with a deep fly ball, we should be able to score a run here. 2-2. Oh, with a grounder to short as well. So Rivera's thrown out at first. John Kruk scores on the plate. Is 3-0 for the Expos. Charles Johnson now with 2 outs. 1-2 to him. That's it really weakly. FP Santangelo rushes towards the mound to catch it, and it is out number 3. The Expos add to their lead. It is now 3-0. Going into the bottom of the 4th, Craig Biggio is the batter. 2-1 to him. Grounds it to third. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Steve Finley is next. 2-0 to him. Grounds it to short. Another good throw to first, and that's out number 2. Now we have Mike Blowers with 2 outs. 1-0. Oh, that's it. Pretty well to right center, all the way to the fence. That's extra bases. That's a double for Mike Blowers. So 2 out double for the Astros. Runner in scoring position for FP Santangelo. 3-1 to him. Grounds it to third. That's a good throw by Jeff King, and that's the end of the inning. Alright, still 3-0 for the Expos. Top of the 5th. Butch Henry still on the mound for the Astros. Jeff King, the batter for us now. He already has a 2-run home run in the game. 1-2. That's a base hit to left. Alright. So single for Jeff King. Nobody out. Walt Weiss is now the batter. No count. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Alright, so runner in scoring position now, nobody out, 3-1 to Walt Weiss, and he walks. So now we have 2 runners on, nobody out. Brett Tomko is the batter. He's probably going to be bunting, and he is. And that's a sacrifice hit. So now we have 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out. So a nice base hit by Delino De Shields could make it 5-0. 1-0. Oh, that's a bad pitch, so that's going to be 4-0. Alright, so Weiss makes it to third base on the play. It is 4-0 for the Expos. 2-0 to the Shields. That's it weakly. Oh, it falls in. It is 5-0 after all. Oh, wow. And the Shields, they're counting that as a double. Wow, that was like a blooper that was right above the shortstop head. And they're counting that as a double. Alright, so the Shields is at second base. There's 1 out. The Astros are bringing in Donnie Wall as a reliever. Top of the 5th. It is 5-0. Full count. And Kirby Puckett hits it to the opposite field. So now we have runners on first and third with 1 out. John Kruk is the batter. 1-1. Oh, the runner goes. Kirby Puckett is safe. That is his 3rd stolen base of the season. 1-2 to John Kruk. Oh, struck out swinging. We have 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs for Kent Urbeck. 0-1. Grounds it to first. And he's out. The Expos add 2 more runs to their lead. It is now 5-0 going into the bottom of the 5th. Donnie Wall is going to remain in the game, and he's going to bat now. 1-1 to him. Grounder to second. He's thrown out for out number 1. Bobby Abreu is next. 1-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Jeff Bagwell now with 2 outs. 1-2. Struck out swinging. All right. Top of the 6th, we are up 5-0. Ruben Rivera facing Donnie Wall. 2-2 to Rivera. That's it. Weekly to center. Abreu barely has to move, and it is out number 1. Charles Johnson is next. 1-1. That's it. Weekly towards short. Santangelo catches it for out number 2. Jeff King now with 2 outs. 3-1. And that's a liner to short. That's cut by Santangelo. That's out number 3. The Expos go down in order in inning number 6. Bottom of the 6th with the Expos on top 5-0. Luis Gonzalez is going to be leading off that inning for the Astros. 1-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Matt Lawton is next. 1-1. That's it to center. Kirby Puckett is after it. That's cut for out number 2. Craig Biggio is next with 2 outs. 2-1 to him. That's a base hit to right. So single for Biggio after 2 outs. And that brings up Steve Finley. 0-2 to him. Oh, Biggio's going, and he's safe. That's his 6th stolen base of the season. So the Astros have a runner in scoring position. 2 outs. Full count to Finley, and he walks. Alright, so Tomko here. Mike Blowers, the batter. 2 runners on, 2 outs. 1-2. Grounds it to first. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Astros get 2 base runners, and they cannot come around to score. It is still 5-0 for the Expos. Walt Weiss leading off the 7th for Montreal. Still Donnie Wall on the mound for the Astros. Full count to Walt Weiss, and he walks. Brett Tomko is going to be next. He's probably going to be bunting. 0-1, and he's bunting. That's a sacrifice hit. Walt Weiss is safe at second base, so we have a runner in scoring position. 1 out. The Astros are bringing in Dan Pontes as a reliever. Delino De Shields is now the batter. 2-2. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Runner makes it to third on the play, and now it's a full count to De Shields. And he walks. Alright, so runner is on first and third, and only 1 out. Kirby Puckett is next. No count. Grounds it to second. And that's a double play. Alright, it's still 5-0 for the Expos. Bottom of the 7th. FP Santangelo leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Astros. No count. That's it to right, and it falls in right in front of John Kruk. Right, lead off base hit for the Astros. Junior Felix comes in as a pinch hitter. No count to him. That's it to left, and it's going to fall in front of Rivera. So 2 base hits in a row for the Astros. Right, so 2 runners on, nobody out for Bobby Abreu. No count. Grounds it to short. We get the runner at second base, so there's 1 out, runners on first and third. Jeff Bagwell is next. 1-0 to him. That's it. Weekly to center. Kirby Puckett towards it. Gets it for out number 2. Nobody advances on the play, so it is still 5-0. Luis Gonzalez is now the batter. 2 runners on, 2 outs. No count. Runner goes, and he's safe. So Abreu has 7 stolen bases this season. So 2 runners in scoring position now. 3-0 to Gonzalez, and he walks on 4 pitches. That brings up Matt Lawton with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 1-1. That's it to right for a base hit. Alright, so I think I've seen enough of Brett Tomko. He's pitched pretty good, but he just allowed 2 runs now. So it is 5-2 thanks to the base hit there by Lawton. Right, we're going to go ahead and bring in Steve Olin. Steve Olin comes in relief for Brett Tomko. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Craig Biggio is the batter, 2-2. And he struck out swinging. Alright, and we're out of the inning just like that. Alright, Brian Williams is coming in as a reliever for the Astros. John Kruk leads off the 8th for us. 0-1 to John Kruk. That's it to center. Abreu after it catches it for out number 1. Kenterbeck is next. 2-1. Oh, that's a base hit to left, and that's going to be extra bases all the way in the corner. Alright, so I believe that's a double for Kenterbeck. And now we have Ruben Rivera coming to the plate. Runner in scoring position. 1 out, 1-2. Struck out swinging. 2 outs now for Charles Johnson. 2-1. That's it. Oh, that's gonna fall in. Falls in for a base hit. And that's a RBI. So it is now 6-2 for the Expos as that little blooper by Charles Johnson scores a run. So 2 outs, runner on first for Jeff King. 1-2. And that's it to left. Oh, what a catch there by Gonzalez. Alright, the Expos add to their lead. We have a 4-run lead going into the bottom of the 8th. It is 6-2 for the Expos. I think I'm going to keep Olin on the mound. Steve Finlay, first one to face him in the bottom of the 8th. 1-0. That's popped foul, and that's cut by Charles Johnson for out number 1. Mike Blowers is next, full count. That's a base hit to center. Alright, so Astros get a base runner. There's 1 out. FP Santangelo is the batter. No count. That's it to right. John Kruk is there. Catches it for out number 2. And now they're bringing in Roberto Petagine as a pinch hitter. Full count. Struck out swinging. Alright, top of the 9th, still 6-2. Frank Speak is now the reliever for the Astros. Walt Wise is now the batter for us. 2-2. Grounds it to second for out number 1. Right, we're going to go ahead and bring in a pinch hitter. It's going to be, of course, Luis Polonia. Right, 1-1 to Polonia. That's a base hit to left. Alright, 1 out single for Polonia. The Shields is the batter now. 0-2 to him. That's a base hit to left as well. Alright, so back-to-back opposite field singles for the Expos. And now we have runners on first and third with 1 out. Kirby Puckett is next. 1-1 to him. Oh, the runner goes. There's no throw, so now we have 2 runners in scoring position. 1-2 to Puckett. That's it to second base. He's thrown out, but a run scores. It is 7-2. The Shields makes it to third on the play. 2 outs now for John Kruk. 1-1. Grounds it to short. And he's out. We added 1 run to our lead, though. It is now 7-2 going into the bottom of the 9th. And I think I'm going to go with John Cerruti since I'm going to be facing a couple lefties there. Right, Bobby Abreu is first, facing John Cerruti. No count. Grounds it too short. That's going to be an infield single. Right, so Abreu with an infield single. Jeff Bagwell is next, 1-2 to him. Grounds it too short. That's a double play. All right, last out for the Astros. Luis Gonzalez is the batter, 1-2. That's it to center. And that's cut by Kirby Puckett. The Expos win game number 1, 7-2. Nice victory here. I had very little managing to do, and Brett Tomko finally pitched a pretty decent game, and he earned himself his first MLB career win. A 7-2 win in Houston. Oh, Greenwell has hit in 25 straight games now. The Blue Jays also won 7-2 against the Tigers. Right, I'm going to go ahead and finish today. Right, no more news. Sadly, we are still a game and a half behind the Braves, so it looks like the Braves won their game that they were playing. Alright, so we're going to be playing game number 2 of the 3-game series here in Houston. This time we're going to be facing Edwin Hurtado. It's been tough for Edwin Hurtado so far this season. Not really good stats at all. We're going to be sending Miguel Batista for this game. Alright, so I'm going to keep this lineup. And the Astros are going to go with Bobby Abreu batting first, Jeff Bagwell second, Luis Gonzalez, Matt Clawton, Steve Finley, FP Santangelo, Mike Blowers, and John Massarelli. So it looks like they're giving a day off to Craig Biggio. That's the only lineup change there for the Astros. Alright, before I start the game, I'm gonna go and get my water bottle that I forgot, and I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Let's get this thing rolling here. So play ball and go Expos! Alright, so Delino de Shields is leading off the game for us. He's going to be facing Edwin Hurtado. Full count. And the Shields walks. That brings up Kirby Puckett with a runner on first, nobody out. No count. Oh, pitch out. They nailed the Shields, who was going on the first pitch there. So there's one out now. 1-0 to Kirby Puckett. It's it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. John Kruk is next, full count. That's it weakly to center. And Abreu is there, catches it for out number 3. Not much to talk about for the Expos, and we are going into the bottom of the first here at the Astrodome with no score, Bobby Abreu facing Miguel Batista. 3-1. And he walks. Alright, so leadoff walk for the Astros. Jeff Bagwell is next with a runner on first, nobody out. 1-0. Grounds it to short. And we only get the lead runner at second base. That's a fielder's choice. Bagwell is safe at first. 1 out for Luis Gonzalez. No count to him. Oh, Bagwell is going, and he's safe. That's his first stolen base of the season. Now the Astros have a runner in scoring position. 1 out. Gonzalez is still the batter. Full count to him. Grounds it to the catcher. He's thrown out at first, so there's 2 outs. On the play, the runner makes it to third base. So 2 outs, runner on third. Matt Lawton is the batter. Full count. And he walks. Alright, so runners on first and third now. 2 outs for Steve Finley. 2-0. That's cut by the pitcher there. A liner to the pitcher, cut it. That's out number 3. So the Astros threaten here, but they fail to score. Still no score in the top of the second. Kent Herbeck leads that inning for us. 2-2 to him. Grounds it to second. Thrown out at first for out number 1. Ruben Rivera is next. 2-0. Hey, Jerome Allet, what's up? It's been a second. The season's going pretty good. We still have a pretty decent winning record. We're second in the East, a game and a half between the Braves, so we're still in it. We're somewhere close to the end of the month of May, so the season is still young. So how were the holidays for you? Right, Charles Johnson now with 2 outs, 1-2. Hits it to center. Abreu after it catches it for out number 3. Right, nothing to show for the Expos in inning number 2. Bottom of the second, FP Santangelo leading that off for the Astros. 1-2 to him. Grounds it to first. Oh, and it's booted by Kent Herbeck, so Santangelo is safe at first on the Kent Herbeck error. No snow where I'm at. It was actually like 80 degrees on the 24th, so no white Christmas for me. It was nice. Decent holidays. I'm going back to work tomorrow. Right, runner on first. Nobody out for Mike Blowers. 1-0. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Alright, so Santangelo gets to second base on the play. So now the Astros have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. 3-1, and that's another walk. So Batista struggling a little bit here at the start of the game. That's already his 3rd walk. He's pitched well so far this season, but having some problems right now. John Massarelli is now the batter. Nobody out, 2 runners on. No count to Massarelli. Grounds it to second. That's a double play. Alright. So the runner makes it to third on the play, but there's 2 outs now, and they need a base hit from their pitcher, Edwin Hurtado. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. There you go. Top of the third, Jeff King leads off that inning for us. 0-1 to him. Grounds it to first. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Walt Weiss is next. 1-2. Struck out swinging. Miguel Batista now with 2 outs. 1-2. And he struck out swinging as well. Alright, so 1-2-3. Down we go. Alright. So Bobby Abreu leads off the bottom of the third for the Astros, 2-0 to him. That's it to left, pretty much right at Ruben Rivera, that's out number 1. Jeff Bagwell is next, 0-2. Struck out swinging for out number 2. And now Luis Gonzalez is the batter, 3-0 to him. And he walks on 4 pitches, so that's another walk for Miguel Batista. So last time I went live, I played a 2-game series against the Reds, and Hideo Nomo pitched a 16 strikeout complete game shutout. That was pretty cool. And he didn't walk anybody. Alright, Matt Lawton is next. 2 outs, runner on first, 1-2. Oh, that's gonna fall in. Falls right in front of Rivera, nobody can get to it, so now there's runners on first and third. There's 2 outs, and Steve Finley is the batter, 2-1. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Yet again, we allow some base runners, but we are able to get out of this without any damage. Top of the 4th, that would be nice to have something going now. The Shields leading off the 4th. Full count, and he walks, so that's the second walk of the game. Kirby Puckett is next. Nobody out. 1 on. No count. Grounds it to third. That's a double play. Yikes. Alright, just like that, there's 2 outs. John Kruk is now the batter. 1-0. Oh, that's going to be a base hit to right. Alright. The inning is still alive. John Kruk with a base hit after 2 outs. Runner on first, 2 outs for Kent Hrbek. 2-2. Grounds it too short. Oh, and he's safe. Beats the throw at first. So now we have 2 runners on, 2 outs. Ruben Rivera is the batter. So a clutch piece of hitting here would be pretty nice. 1-2. Oh, he struck out looking. Oh my. It's still no score in the bottom of the 4th here at the Astrodome between the Expos and the Astros. FP Santangelo is leading off the bottom of the 4th for the Astros, 2-2 to him. That's it to center, and that's going to be above Kirby Puckett's head. That's going to be extra bases. That's a double for FP Santangelo, so leadoff double for the Astros. Nobody out. Mike Blowers is the batter, 0-1. That's it to right, and that's cut by John Kruk for out number 1. John Massarelli is now the batter, full count, runner in scoring position. That's it to center. Oh, that's cut in a weird way by Kirby Puckett, but it's cut. That's what counts. That's 2 outs now. And yet again, the Astros need a base hit from their pitcher with a runner in scoring position. 2 outs, 2-2, and he struck out swinging. Oh, are we going to get lucky every inning or what? It would be nice to score some runs. Alright, Hurtado still on the mound for the Astros. Charles Johnson is the batter for us, top of the 5th. No score here. 2-0. That's a base hit for Charles Johnson. Base hit to left. So leadoff single for the Expos. And now we have Jeff King batting next. Full count. And he walks. Alright. 2 runners on, nobody out. That's a good opportunity here to put some runs on the board. Walt Weiss is the batter, however, so I'm not sure that's gonna happen. 1-0. And that's it to third. Oh, that was almost a triple play. I've never seen a triple play. I've been playing this game since version number 9, and a triple play is one of the very few things I have not seen happen, and we almost saw one here. So they got the runners out at third and second. That's a very unorthodox double play that I really don't see very often in this game. So now there's 2 outs, runner on first for Miguel Batista. 0-1. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Expos looked like they were going to do something, and then they did nothing. And we are going into the bottom of the 5th with still no score on the board. Bobby Abreu is now the batter for the Astros. 1-2 to Abreu. Grounds it to short. Thrown out at first for out number 1. Jeff Bagwell is next. 1-1. Oh, he got hit by the pitch. Runner on first, 1 out for Luis Gonzalez. 1-2. That's it to right. That's going to be extra bases. All the way to the fence. John Kruk sends it back. All right, so no run scores, but now the Astros have 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out. So a strikeout here would be pretty great. Matt Lawton is the batter. No count to him. Okay, that's it weakly to right. Might not be deep enough. John Kruk. Yeah, it's not deep enough. Good. 2 outs. Still 2 runners on. Steve Finley now the batter. 1-2. That's it weakly to center. Kirby Puckett goes after it. He catches it for out number 3. Yet again, a little bit of luck. We get out of the inning. That's crazy. We're playing with fire here. Delino the Shields leads off the 6th for us. 3-1. And he walks. All right. So that's the 3rd walk of the game for the Shields. Now we have Kirby Puckett with a runner on first, nobody out. 2-1. Oh, that's a base hit to center. No double play for Kirby Puckett this time. But they nailed the Shields out at 3rd. Alright. So, runner on first, 1 out. John Kruk is now the batter. No count. That's a base hit to right. Oh, wow, we're aggressive today. But this time, Kirby Puckett is safe at 3rd. So we have runners on first and 3rd now with only 1 out. So a deep fly ball somewhere could score us the first run of the game. Kent Urbeck is the batter. 1 out, 2 on. 1-2. That's it really weakly. FP Santangelo is underneath it at shortstop, and that's out number 2. So now we need a base hit from Ruben Rivera. 1-1. Oh, he got drilled. Alright. So bases are loaded. 2 outs for Charles Johnson. 1-2. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first. That's the end of the inning. So we loaded the bases and we couldn't score. Alright, bottom of the 6th. FP Santangelo the batter. Full count. Yes, it is a pitcher's duel. I had one of those in that 2-game series against the Reds. Roger Clemens against Gabe White. We went into the 10th inning with no score, and then Kent Urbeck hit a walk-off grand slam. That was pretty cool. All right, Mike Blowers now with 1 out, 1-1. That's it to left. Oh, it falls in. It was just out of reach for Walt Weiss. So Blowers with a single. Runner on first, 1 out. John Massarelli, the batter, 1-1 to him. Oh, that's it really well all the way to the fence and left. That's going to be extra bases. And I think it's going to score a run, and it does. The Astros strike first thanks to a double by Massarelli, scoring the first run of the game. Yeah, the pitcher is up. Hurtado, 1 out, runner on second, 1-0 to him. He's probably bunting. No, swung. Oh yeah, with 1 out, it's pointless. And that should advance the runner, so it was deep enough in center field So runner makes it to third on the play. So there's 2 outs. Runner on third. Bobby Abreu is the batter now. 1-1 to him. And that's it to right. John Kruk is after it. He gets it for out number 3. The Astros strikes first. It's 1-0 Houston going into the top of the 7th. Jeff King is now the batter. 2-1. Grounds it to first. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. I'm going to go ahead and keep Walt Weiss in the game. It's a pretty tight game. 1-2. Struck out swinging. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Alright, time to bring in a pinch hitter for Miguel Batista. I know he only allowed 1 run, but he's already above 100 pitches, so we're going to go ahead and pull the plug. We're going to go with Polonia, my forever pinch hitter. Polonia is the next... Oh, too late. Sorry. 2-1 to Polonia. I'll let you decide who we're bringing in to pitch. And Polonia grounds out to second for out number 3. All right. I'm letting you choose our reliever, although I already know who you're going to pick. Cerruti pitched the previous game, so maybe let's give the ball to Bales. Try to spread out the pitch counts a little. Yeah, I didn't realize there were 2 lefties coming for Houston. I thought you would go for John Doris for sure. Alright, Jeff Bagwell leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Astros. Scott Bales comes in relief. 2-2 to Bagwell. Struck out swinging. Oh yeah, he struck out the righty that he faced. That's good. Luis Gonzalez now with 1 out. 1-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Oh. Alright, 2 outs for Matt Lawton. 3-0 to him. And he walks on 4 pitches. That brings up Steve Finley with 2 outs, sorry. Runner on first. Full count. Oh! So we tried to pick off the guy at first, but that's an error. So now the runner is at second base. Full count to Steve Finley. Grounds it to short. That's the end of the inning anyway. So there you go. Right. Pretty good inning by Scott Bales, all things told. Despite the error that he had. Right, so Hurtado still on the mound for Houston. Delino de Shields is the batter. He has 3 walks already today. Top of the 8th. We need some runs. 1-1 to the Shields. That's it weakly to center. Abreu after it. Oh, he dove and caught that ball. 1 out. Kirby Puckett is not a batter. No count. That's a base hit to right, opposite field single for Kirby Puckett. So we get a runner on base, 1 out. And now we have John Kruk. He already has 2 hits today. Runner on first, 1 out. 0-2. Grounds it to short. Oh, and he's just eating it. So that's a base hit. So infield single for John Kruk. We have 2 runners on, 1 out. Kent Hrbek is the batter. That's the time for Kent Hrbek to shine once again. No count. That's it to center, but it's caught by Abreu for out number 2. Alright, Ruben Rivera is next. Two outs, 2 on, full count, and he walks. All right, so we have bases loaded, 2 outs for Charles Johnson. Man. Johnson's been struggling a little bit this season. I have to go with him. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Charles Johnson is the batter. 1-1. Come on, man. A double in the alley would be pretty cool. And that's it. All the way on the fence. And it was almost in the alley. That's almost what I called for. So all of a sudden, Charles Johnson with a double. The Expos are up 2-1 here with some clutch piece of hitting by Charles Johnson. So there's 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. The Astros are bringing in Xavier Hernandez as a as a reliever. Jeff King is the batter for us. 2-1. That's it weekly, and that's cut by Santangelo for out number 3. The Expos take a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 8th thanks to a double by Charles Johnson. So now we are going to I think I'm gonna do a double switch here. Jeff King has struggled this game. So, who do you think I should put at third base? Barbary or Johnny Knott? Yeah, I think Barbary is a little bit better. Yeah, Barbary is better defensively. I'm gonna put Barbary there. Okay, I'm gonna put Knott. I got it right on time. Let's put Johnny Knott at third base. And then, oh my, I think I'm gonna go with All-In again to pitch the 8. All right, so Santangelo leads off the bottom of the 8th for the Astros. We are up 2-1. Steve Allen comes in as a reliever for us. 2-2 to Santangelo. That's it to right for a base hit. Falls right in front of John Kruk. All right, Robert Pittaggini comes in as a pinch hitter. Runner on first, nobody out. 2-1. That's it to left. Ruben Rivera after it. And he catches it for out number 1. That was a little bit of a run, but he caught it. John Massarelli is the next batter. Runner on first, 1 out. Full count. That's it weakly to center. Kirby Puckett is there. Catches it for out number 2. So 2 outs, runner on first. Craig Biggio comes in as a pinch hitter. 1-2. Struck out swinging. Steve Olin gets out of, not really a jam, but gets out of the inning here. And we are still up 2-1, top of the 9th. Dan Pontes comes in as a reliever for the Astros. Walt Wise leads off the top of the 9th for us. No count. Grounds it to short, and that's an error. So Walt Wise is safe at first on the bad throw. Oh no, it's Pittaggini at first that made the error. Okay. Oh wow, they have Bagwell playing third base. That's fun. Alright, runner on first, nobody out. Johnny Knott is the batter now, 1-1. Oh, Johnny Knott with the bunt surprises everybody. And that's a sacrifice hit. So runner gets to second base, there's 1 out. Runner in scoring position, Delino DeShields the batter. 2-1 Expos in the top of the 9th. It's a nailed batter. No count to DeShields, and they're just gonna walk him. They are enabling the double play with Kirby Puckett the batter now. Full count. Oh, that's a base hit to center. Clutch hitting by Kirby Puckett. And that's 3-1 Expos. We have a little bit more breathing room. Alright, so runners on first and second. 1 out. John Kruk is the batter. 1 and 2. That's it to left. That should be cut there by Gonzalez. And it is for out number 2. So 2 outs now for Kent Herbeck. 1 and 2 to him. That's a base hit to right down the line. It's going to be extra bases. And that scores 2 runs. It is now 5-1 for the Expos. Oh yeah. Big 9 inning. Well, 3 runs is not that big, but in the context of this game it is. It was a 1-run game. Brian Williams is now the reliever for the Astros. 2 outs, runner in scoring position for Ruben Rivera, 0-2. And he struck out looking. Alright, so bottom of the 9th. So, what do you think? Are we bringing in Duris? It's not a save situation. Or are we bringing in Cerruti since there's going to be 2 lefties? Alright, let's do Duris. That's fine with me. And if Duris struggles, we can always bring Tom Gordon for the save. Alright, Bobby Abreu leading off the bottom of the 9th. Yep. See, great mind thinks alike. We said the same thing. Right, Bobby Abreu leading off the bottom of the 9th for the Astros. John Duris on the mound. We have a 4-run lead here. 1 and 2 to Abreu. Struck out swinging. All right. Good start for Duris. Jeff Bagwell is next. 1 and 2. Oh, that's gonna fall in right above the shield's head. So that's a base hit for Bagwell. So runner on first, 1 out for Luis Gonzalez. No count. Oh, that's out of here. And it is 5-3 for the Expos thanks to a 2-run blast by Gonzalez. I think we're bringing in Gordon. So John Duris gave us a strikeout. It looked pretty good. And yeah, it is Gordon time. I'm not gonna mess around any longer. Tom Gordon comes in. Try to preserve the 2-run lead. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Matt Lawton is the batter, 0-1. That's a base hit to left, and that's going to be extra bases. Alright, so a double for Lawton. So runner in scoring position with 1 out. Steve Finley is the batter now. 1 and 2. That's it weakly to center. Kirby Puckett towards it. Gets it for out number 2. So 1 out away from another win here. FP Santangelo is the batter. No count. That's it to center. Kirby Puckett is there. Catches it for out number 3. So we managed to hold on and win this game 5-3. So pretty nice comeback. We were down 1-0. We didn't have a whole lot going on offensively, and then all of a sudden we started to score some runs. Alright, so what do we have as far as news go? Erickson Fashions shutout against Seattle. So Scott Erickson with a complete game shutout against the Mariners. Oh, Mike Greenwell's hitting streak ended at 25 games. The Tigers kept him hitless. We're going to go ahead and sim one more day. Ken Community blames traffic for tardiness. Showing up late for work can be costly, as Ken Community learned today. Community is expected to be fined or benched for the team's next game after showing up to the ballpark 30 minutes late. He could be heard screaming, "I got stuck in traffic," as he ran down the hallway to talk to manager Lou Piniella about the situation. heard his explanation, said Piniella. It's still unacceptable. He should know better and should take responsibility for his actions. Sure, it was probably an honest mistake, but he should take traffic into account. Leave 30 minutes earlier next time. Alright. Let's take a look, see if anything has happened. Oh, we released a bunch of players. Nobody that was about to make the team. I'm gonna go ahead and save before I play the next game, just in case. Alright, so we're about to play game number 3 here against the Astros. This time we're gonna be facing Pete Harnish. That's their ace, struggling a little bit in the win-loss department, but he has a pretty good ratio of walks to strikeouts and an acceptable ERA, so might not be all his fault. And we're gonna go with Carlos Perez, who's been pretty good. I think his last start he struggled, but other than that he had been pretty good. Alright, so let's play game number 3. All right. Do you want to have a substitution? It might help if I do that. Yeah, we can put Polonia in for Rivera. Right, I like to bat Polonia second after the Shields. Let's see here. Maybe have Kirby Puckett bat third, John Kruk fifth. That works for me. Looks good. Alright. Yeah, we can put Charles Johnson lower in the batting order. Johnson has been really good at bat for the first 2 seasons I had him, but he's been struggling a little bit this season. Alright, let's get this thing going here. Let's take a look at their lineup in Houston. So Matt Lawton leading off. Bobby Abreu, Luis Gonzalez, Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, Steve Finley, Mike Blowers, and then Kevin Elster is going to be playing shortstop here. Oh, that's going to be his first game of the season. All right. Play ball. Go Expos. All right, so we are on a 4-game winning streak here. That's pretty good. Right, Delino the Shields leading off here against Pete Harnish. 1-1 to the Shields. That's it, and that's gonna fall. That's a little blooper there for a base hit, so the Shields gets on base, first batter of the game. I like that. So runner on first, nobody out for Luis Polonia. 1-0. Oh, that was a liner that was cut by Pete Harnish. So 1 out. Kirby Puckett is next. 2-0 to Kirby. Oh, that's popped. And that's going to be cut there by Elster for out number 2. So now there's 2 outs. Runner on first for Kent Herbeck. 1-1. Grounds it to short. And the Shields is out at second base. Alright, no score for the Expos in the top of the first. We're going into the bottom of the first. Matt Lawton facing off against Carlos Perez. 0-2. That's it to center. That's gonna fall in right in front of Kirby Pocket, and that's a double. Alright, so Lawton with a leadoff double for the Astros. Not good, especially since there were 2 strikes against him. Alright, Bobby Abreu now with a runner in scoring position. Nobody out, 2-1. Grounds it to second. Thrown out at first for out number 1. On the play, the runner makes it to third base. Luis Gonzalez is now the batter. 2-2 to him. That's it to left. And that's a base hit that's going to score a run. It is 1-0 for the Astros. Alright, runner on first, 1 out for Jeff Bagwell. 3-1. And he walks. Alright, so it looks like we have the struggling Carlos Perez on the mound today. So Walt Terrell better get ready. He might get in the game early. Craig Biggio now the batter. Runner on first and second. 1 out. 2-0. Grounds it to third, and that's a double play. Alright, so we get out of that. Not too bad, given the circumstances. 1-0 Houston after 1. John Kruk leading off here against Pete Arnish. Full count. And that's a liner to second, and that's out number 1. Jeff King is next. 0-2. Grounds it to short, and he's thrown out for out number 2. Charles Johnson is next, 1-1. He flies it to center. Bobby Abreu is there. That's out number 3. Alright, so that's the end of the inning. Nothing to talk about. Steve Finley leading off the bottom of the second for the Astros, who are already up 1-0. 2-1 to Finley. And that's going to be a base hit to right. Falls in front of John Kruk, who had no chance on the play. So runner on first, nobody out. Mike Blauer is the batter. 2-1 to him. And that's a base hit to right. Oh my. Poor Carlos Perez here struggling. Alright, so runners on first and third. Nobody out. Kevin Elster is the batter now. 1-0. It's it to center. Oh, that's cut by Kirby Pocket, but that's deep enough for a run. It is 2-0 Houston here in the bottom of the second. So 1 out, runner on first, Pete Arnish. The pitcher is now the batter. No count, and he bunts. And that's a sacrifice hit. Runner makes it to second base on the play. There's 2 outs now for Matt Lawton. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Alright, so the Astros add to their lead. It is now 2-0 Houston. Right, top of the third. Walt Weiss leading off. Full count. And he walks. Alright, I'll take that. And now Carlos Perez comes in to bat. Runner on first, nobody out. 0-1. And he missed the bunt. And he bunted foul for a third strike. And that's a strikeout. 1 out, runner on first. The line with the Shields now. Full count. Grounds it to third. They get the lead runner at second, but they cannot get the Shields out at first. So that's a fielder's choice. Wow, both Lawton and Walt Weiss got hurt on the play, but they both get to stay in the game. Wow, welcome everybody to the Montreal Expos struggling here in Houston today. Alright, Luis Polonia now, 2 outs, run on first. Alright, well, welcome aboard. Alright, so Luis Polonia with 2 outs, runner on first. 2-0. Grounds it to short. Oh, that's going to be an infield single. All right, so the inning is still alive. We still have a shot at scoring some runs here. All right, Kirby Puckett now. 2 on, 2 out. Come on, Kirby. 1-0. That's it to left, but pretty much right at Luis Gonzalez for out number 3. The Expos failed to score yet again. We are going into the bottom of the third. We are down 2-0. Carlos Perez going to face Bobby Abreu now. 2-2 to him. And he struck out swinging. Luis Gonzalez now with 1 out. No count to him. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Jeff Bagwell with 2 outs, 0-2 to him. And he struck out looking. Thanks, Jero Nullet. Yes, I only play as the manager. I don't even take decisions in game because that would take too long. I only do substitutions. Everything is set with my strategies for both players and the team. And yeah, I'm only the manager. I did not put that team together. The computer did. I started back in 1991. We are now in 1995. So yeah, that's what I do. I play every single game. I narrate it with my French accent, and that's that. Kent Herbeck leading off the top of the fourth. Pete Arnish still on the mound for the Astros. 1-2. Oh no, I didn't come close. I started in 1991 and my GMs prior to this one were terrible. My team last year was horrible. I didn't have Walker, well, I did have Grissom. I don't have him anymore. John Kruk now with 1 out, top of the fourth, 2-2. Oh god, that's it to the catcher. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. Yeah, this new GM that I just got decided to go and get some veterans that are still okay, like Kirby Puckett, Kent Herbeck, and John Kruk. So that really boosted my team, and they drafted Hideo Nomo. He automatically became my ace. In my last stream, he pitched a 16 strikeout, complete game shutout. That was pretty cool against the Reds. So yeah, that's we have a winning team this season. We actually have a shot, maybe, but it's still early in the season. But for only the second time since I started in 1991, I have actually a winning team. So that's kind of cool. All right, so Jeff King now with 2 outs, 0-1 to him. That's a base hit to left. All right. So a 2-out base hit for the Expos. So we have a base runner with 2 outs and Charles Johnson, the batter, 1-0. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. All right, so and thanks for the follow, Cavacom, by the way. I always miss it. The notification sound blends in with the music that I have playing in the background, so I don't always catch it, but welcome aboard. All right, Craig Biggio now leading off the bottom of the fourth. We're still down 2-0 at the Astrodome here, 2-0. All right, that's a fly to center. That's cut by Kirby Puckett for out number 1. Steve Finlay now the batter with 1 out, 1-1. That's it to left. That's going to fall in front of Luis Polonia for a base hit. So a 1-out single for the Astros. Mike Blowers is now the batter. 2-1. And that's another base hit to left. Carlos Perez still struggling a little bit today. And yeah. All right, Kevin Elster is the batter now. 2 on, 1 out, 1-1. That's another base hit. All right, 3 straight base hits for the Astros. That's going to score a run. It is 3-0 Houston. There's 2 runners on and 1 out. That brings up Pete Arnish, 0-2. Oh, that's a pop bunt. So that's cut by my pitcher Perez. There's 2 outs now for Matt Lawton. Full count. And he walks. I think that might be the last inning for Carlos Perez. He's struggled today. All right, Bobby Abreu. Full count. 2 outs. No count. Oh, and that's one heck of a diving catch by Kirby Puckett in center field, and that's the end of the inning. All right, we're going into the top of the 5th. Walt Weiss leading off here for us. 1-0. Grounds it to third. That's going to be 8 out. Oh. So, should I pull Carlos Perez or not? We're not going anywhere offensively. I'm gonna pull him, but I'm not gonna bring in a pinch hitter. Oh god, he struck out swinging. Carlos Perez is actually decent with a bat, just not this moment. Now Delino the Shields with 2 outs, 2-2. And that's popped foul, and that's cut by Biggio for out number 3. Yes, Biggio is still a catcher in my save. Alright, I'm gonna pull Carlos Perez. He hasn't been pitching very well. I'm gonna bring the veteran Walt Terrell, and hopefully he can eat some innings for me. Alright, Luis Gonzalez now, leading off the bottom of the 5th for Houston. They are up 3-0, 1-1. That's gonna be a base hit to center. All right, that's not our game. All right, so runner on first, nobody out for Jeff Bagwell. 3-1 to him, and he walks. Craig Biggio now, 2 runners on, nobody out, no count. That's it to short. All right, we only get the runner at second base. That's a fielder's choice. There's a runner on first and third with 1 out now. Steve Finley is the batter. A double play would be great. 0-1. That's it to center. Kirby Puckett after it. He gets it for out number 2. The runner scores on the play. That's 4-0 for Houston. All right, Mike Blowers with 2 outs, runner on first, 2-2. And he struck out looking. All right, so we limited the damage to 1 run, but he keep piling up. It is 4-0 Houston going into the top of the 6th here. And Pete Arnish seems to be pitching pretty well. We have not been able to put anything together yet. Luis Polonia leading off the top of the 6th, 0-2. Struck out swinging. Kirby Puckett is next. 1-1. Come on, Kirby. Oh, that's popped to second. Matt Lawton is there, and he catches it for out number 2. Alright, Kenterbeck now. Full count. And he walks. Alright. Alright, so 2 outs, runner on first. John Kruk is the next batter. 1-1. Oh boy, that was a terrible pitch to swing at. That's a grounder to short, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Not a whole lot to talk about. I think I'm going to continue with Walt Terrell a little bit. I need for somebody to eat some innings. After that, I'm probably going to bring Cerruti because Bales pitched the last game. Cerruti pitched 2 games ago. So I'm going to try to disperse the pitches for my lefties. Alright, bottom of the 6th, 4-0 Houston already. Kevin Elster, the leadoff batter here, 1-0. That's a liner to short, and that's out number 1. Pete Arnish is next, 1-2. Grounds it to third. Jeff King with the throw, that's out number 2. Matt Lawton now with 2 outs, full count. That's popped, and that's cut by the Shields for out number 3. Alright, the Astros go down 1-2-3. They are still up 4-0 to top of the 7th. We don't have a whole lot going for us. Jeff King does it for 379, so a base hit here would be pretty sweet. No count for Jeff King. And that's it, foul, and that's cut by BGO for out number 1. Charles Johnson is next. 0-for-2 for him today, 3-1. That's another pop. Wow, we're just unable to hit the ball with any kind of authority against Pete Harnish. Alright, 2 outs, Walt Weiss now. 1-0. Oh, that's going to be a base hit. Falls in front of Bobby Abreu in center field. So a little blooper there after 2 outs. So we get a base runner. And now we're going to go ahead and bring in a pinch hitter. Alright, so... who should I bring? Rivera Barbary is the only one that can hit from the left side against Pete Harnish. Johnny Knott has a little bit of pop in his bat, if that's what we want. So does Russ McGinnis, but he's my backup catcher, so I prefer to keep him if I can. Yeah, Barbary has really declined this year. I think I'll go with Johnny Knott. Alright. 2 outs, runner on first. Johnny Knott the batter. 2-1 to him. Grounds it to short. And they get the lead runner out at second base. And that's the end of the inning. So that didn't work out in my favor. Let's see. Couple lefties. Yeah, we're going to bring John Cerruti on the mound. We're gonna hope for some good fortunes. Bobby Abreu leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Astros, 1-0 to him. That's a base hit to right. Alright, so Abreu gets on board here. So leadoff single for the Astros. Luis Gonzalez now the batter, no count to him. That's another base hit, this time to left, so two batters up, 2 on. And now Jeff Bagwell is the batter. 2 on, nobody out, 0-2. That's a base hit to center. Cerruti is unable to get anybody out. It is now 5-0 for the Astros. Yikes. Alright, Craig Biggio is next. 3-0. Oh, he swung. That's rare, but it happens. That's a double play, actually, and we'll take it. So 2 outs, runner on third now, as Craig Biggio hits into a double play. That brings up Steve Finlay, so they need a base hit to score a run. 0-1. That's it to center. Kirby Puckett is there. He catches it for out number 3. All right. Top of the 8th. We're not having anything going still. Pete Harnish still on the mound, of course, for Houston. He's pitching really well. Delino the Shields leading off the 8th for us. No count to him. That's it. Right at Lawton for out number 1. Luis Polonia is next. Full count to him. And he walks. All right. Alright, Kirby Puckett is 0-for-3. I love me some Kirby, but I need some runs. I'm gonna try to bring in Ruben Rivera. So let's see if Rivera can do something here. 1 out, runner on first, no count. Grounds it to third. That's a double play. That's what happens when you try to manage the game. Not always. Sometimes it turns out for the best. Not this time. All right, we're gonna leave Rivera in center field, and let's see. I think we're gonna bring John Duris on the mound. All right, bottom of the 8th, we're down 5-0. The Astros here against the Expos in Houston. Mike Blowers leading off. We now have John Duris on the mound, 1-2. Struck out swinging. All right. Kevin Elster is next. No runners on. Sorry. 1 out. 2-1. Oh, that's it pretty well. That's all the way to the fence and left. That's extra bases. That's a double for Elster. So 1 out double for the Astros. They have a runner in scoring position. And now Pete Arnish remains in the game. 2-1 to him. He grounds it to second. He's thrown out for out number 2. Matt Lawton is next. 1-0. That's it to right. Ooh. And that's out of here. It is now 7-0. I think that one is... we can forget about this one. Well, we never know. Maybe we're going to have a little miracle in the top of the 9th. Bobby Abreu now with 2 outs. 1-2. That's weird. Oh, yeah. I remember that. That's what happened. Okay, so... this has happened to me my very first stream for Out of the Park Baseball 22, and I had AZ Axel watching. He's the lead tech guy for Out of the Park Baseball. That basically there's been a brawl is what's going on. So Duris and Abreu have been tossed, and they do that to not show the fight or something. So that's how it was explained to me. All right, so we need 1 more out. I'll just bring Katsumasa Ota in. Luis Gonzalez now is the batter. There's a runner on first, 2 outs, 0-2. That's a base hit to right. I just want for this inning to end. 2 on, 2 outs. Jeff Bagwell now. No count. That's it to right. I think John Kruk can get to it. He can. That's the end of the inning. Alright, it is 7-0 for the Astros. So we're looking for one heck of a comeback here. Kent Herbeck leading off the 9th. 2-2. Pete Arnish is still on the mound for Houston, by the way. And that's a base hit to center. All right, look at that. The comeback sequence has been initiated. Runner on first, nobody out. John Kruk is the next batter. 0-2. And he struck out swinging. We're just toying with Houston's mind here. We're trying to make them believe that they're going to have it easy. Jeff King now with 1 out. Runner on first. No count to him. Grounds it to second. Oh, well, that's the end of the game. All right, so we won the first 2 games of the series, and of course I lost the 3rd game 7-0 in front of a little bit of a bigger audience, but what can I say? You're not going to win 162 games of baseball in a season, unless you cheat. So, yeah, that wasn't a pretty game. Now I need to see how long is Duris suspended for. 3 games. Okay, that's not the end of the world. Alright, so... yeah, Bobby Abreu and John Duris. Oh, they're both suspended for 3 games. Alright. I always felt that it's more of a disadvantage for the batters, especially if you're a starter. All right, so that concludes that 3-game series. We're gonna go ahead and finish today, see what happens in the world of baseball. Oh, Michael McLean has been recalled. Alright, we're gonna need to see what we do with him. Alright, player of the week in the American League was Jose Canseco. 6 home runs in 1 week, that's pretty good. 8 hits, 6 of them home runs, that's pretty good. And in the National League, it was Vladimir Guerrero playing for the Phillies, which makes me sad, but it is what it is. Alright, the All-Star voting has started. I don't care about that, and we're staying afloat with our power rankings. We're 7th, so kind of staying afloat there. So we're still 2nd in the East. We are 28 and 16. We're a game and a half between the Braves, so we're still within striking distance. I like that. Now we're gonna go ahead and advance one more day. Rob Dibble, just one of the fans. Alright, tailgaters and fans of the Cincinnati Reds got the surprise of their life before yesterday's game as fan favorite Rob Dibble drove into the stadium parking lot in a custom-built luxury RV. He chose a parking spot among the many other tailgating fans and joined them for some pre-game rivalries. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I know. Like, the Phillies came out of nowhere and started to be good. They were like basement dwellers the entire time that I've been playing since 1991, and now all of a sudden they're good. The Mets are still good. We're doing good. The Braves are good. Everybody's good except for the Marlins. Sounds about right. These are hands down the coolest fans in all of baseball. How could you not want to come hang out here, Dibble said while grilling brats in the RV's custom fold-out grill station. By the time he had to depart for pre-game warm-ups and exercises, the bus was swarming with several dozen fans, all trying to get a chance to shake his hand and get a picture with the humble star. I love coming down here. I feed off the energy of the crowd. It's great to shake some hands, hear some stories, and have that positive energy going into the ballpark, he said, noting he plans to make pre- and post-game tailgating at his RV a regular occurrence. Alright, Rob Dibble making his fans happy. That's what it's all about. Alright, so the next series is going to be a 3-game series against the Padres. So we are the top wild card team at the moment, and we're only a game and a half behind the Braves. Gonna go ahead and save that here. Let's take a look at what's going on here, why we got Michael McLean. Oh, Doris has been put on the restricted list, so we have McLean instead. Alright. Middle relief for you, buddy. Alright, and I think that's pretty much it for today. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop here. So I want to thank everybody that joined in. Thank you for that raid. Always appreciated to have some more people listen to me. I'm stopping here for today, so thank you for being here. And if you're catching that on YouTube at a later time and you've liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you folks next time. Thank you.